Hey, my name's Emily Cohen, and here is a video explaining what Hanukkah is all about and how we celebrate it in our house. So Hanukkah is one of those holidays that Jewish people around the world celebrate once a year, and it's always on a different day because we go by the Hebrew calendar, which is lunar, versus the regular calendar that most people use, which is based on solar. So I'm going to tell you the story of Hanukkah, and I have a big book that I like because it just gives it very quick, easy explanation of the book. And it might be backwards. I'm not sure if it's backwards for you, but it says the story of Hanukkah on here. It starts with, many years ago, in the time of the Second Temple, the Jews lived in their land, the Holy Land of Israel, and there they had a holy temple. Every day, the high priest would light the beautiful gold menorah with special olive oil. Now, you'll notice on this menorah that there are only 7 branches, so keep that in mind for later. One day, the Greeks came, led by their king named Antiochus. The Greeks told the Jews, stop. You can't live like Jews anymore. You must be like us and bow down to idols. So I want you to think about that for a minute, what that would mean to you if someone told you that you can't do what you want to do anymore or live how you want to live and pray how you want to pray. And just think about that for a second and what you would think about that and what you would want to do about that. Not very good, right? In a small village in Israel called Modein, there lived a father with his 5 sons, and they were called the Maccabees. The Maccabees said to the Greeks, we're not going to listen to you. We want to live and act like the Jewish people that we are. So they were like, not going to happen. Not going to follow your rules. Doesn't seem right, right? That they would have to do that. The leader of the Jews was named Judah, so they called him Judah Maccabee. Then a big war broke out, and although the Maccabees were much fewer, they actually won. So think about that. They were actually a very small group of Jewish people that were fighting against the Greeks who had told them that they can't be Jewish anymore. And in the end, they won, which is kind of a miracle if you think about that. When the war was over, Judah the Maccabee went back to the Holy Temple to light the menorah. Do you remember at the beginning of the book how there was that menorah that they had there? So that's what he tried to do. He went back to go light it. And when Judah the Maccabee got there, he saw a terrible mess. The Greeks had spilled all the oil that was used to light the original menorah, and now the beautiful menorah could not be lit. They all searched and searched, and then they found a small pitcher of oil was found. This small pitcher was not supposed to last that long, but it ended up lasting for 8 days. And this is why we celebrate Hanukkah for 8 days. Now you'll notice that there used to be 7 branches, and now we have 8 plus the 1 here. Now this is called the shamash, and this is what's like the helper candle. So when we're lighting the menorah, we light that one first, and then we light the candles down here. We use that to light the other ones, which I'll show you in a second. So what I like about Hanukkah is that every night you add another candle, and as you are adding those, like this is our menorah that we have in our house, so you'll see we have the shamash candle, and when we are lighting the menorah, we always start by inserting from right to left. Now, it might be backwards on your screen. Sometimes screens can do that. So on the first night, we would put 1 candle in there. And then on the second night, we would load it by adding the new one and then the second one. And then we would use the shamash candle to light them. Now, each night, we add another candle. So on the 8th night, they're all lit. And what I like about that, the message of that, is every day when you go to school, or if you're online, you get brighter and brighter and smarter, and as you make more friends, you get kinder and kinder. So it's kind of like the light that gets brighter and brighter. It's the same thing for you in your life, that every day you're getting better and better. Now, we like to put the menorah, not one with lit candles, but an electric menorah in the window, so that as people drive by, they can have some of the light, and it will bring them some joy and knowing that the world is such a great place and that we are spreading light and love. Now, some other traditions that we have, we play what's called the dreidel game. Brett, can you run and get me a dreidel real quick? Quick. Brett's going to get me a dreidel. And so these are the rules of the game on the chair in that front room. Quick. So now these are the rules, and I'll show you a dreidel in just 1 second. Sorry if it's backwards, on the chair in the front room. Okay, so the dreidel has 4 sides, which I'll show you in a second. Now on one side you'll see a shape that looks like this. This is a hey, which is a Hebrew letter. Next we have a gimel, then there's a shin, and there is a nun. Now when you play the dreidel game, you'll start by having a handful of things in the center of where everyone is seated. Like it could be beans, or it could be pennies, or M&Ms, or Skittles, or counting things that you use in math class. So you'll have a heap of those in the center, and then everyone will start out with maybe 5. As you spin the dreidel, you'll spin it on the table, and then whatever it lands on, that's what you get. So if it lands on a hey for you, and you can see there's little letters on them, hey means you get half, gimel means you get all, shin means that you have to put 1 in the middle, and nun means that you get none. And it stands for Nes Gadol Haya Sham, which means a great miracle happened there. Now, some other things that we do on Hanukkah, since you remember in the story they had oil, so we like to eat foods that have oil. So for example, there's potato pancakes, we call them potato latkes, there's donuts, there's anything fun where you make oil, and we also just really like to be with our family. So I think with most holidays, whatever you celebrate, it's usually family, maybe a feast, maybe light, but whatever you celebrate, it has to do with coming together and just appreciating what you have and celebrating the history of your family and your heritage, and also looking forward to the future. So thank you so much for listening, and happy holidays.